is 60, folks. And that is on a pretty steep downhill.
10 seconds, 43.
So, did you time it?
Yeah.
All right, real world acceleration to 60, foot to the floor, down a hill. Leo, what was the time of 0 to 60?
10 seconds at 0.43.
10.43 seconds. So, needless to say, this car is absolutely slow, but that is not what this car is all about. And I'm not saying that this is a bad buy, because this is actually quite a bargain and a steal for what you get for the money for, let's say, a used 2015, if you were going to go for a 2015 like this car. So let me go ahead and tell you what this car is all about. Today we are in a 2015 Toyota Corolla S. So the difference between the S and the regular would be just suspension tuning and 18-inch rims and wheels, which is pretty nice. 18? Actually no, my bad. 17-inch rims and wheels. And we're just gonna see how it drives and does its job around the city. I was gonna take it to the canyons, Ortega's, but it's not really what this car is all about. That would be kind of pointless. I believe, I'll look it up later, I believe it's 130 horsepower-ish, and it's out of a CVT 7-speed transmission. And so what this car is really all about is longevity and smoothness of the automatic transmission. That is your talking points about this car when you're comparing it to others, because now that the Honda Civics are out, you're not going to be able to compete in, you know, overall practicality or driving dynamics. But what you can say is that Corollas in particular, Toyota in general, they just last forever. 2000 Corolla was actually my first car, and that lasted quite a number of years. And yeah, this is my dad's work car, actually. That's what we're reviewing. He has put 66,000 miles on it in the last year. Quite a hefty amount. And this automatic transmission is just really smooth. I know it's not a general automatic, it's a CVT, but some people say that's cheating and it takes away from the overall practicality of it, but I like it a lot. It's I'd say the craziest thing about this car is just how fast how responsive the shift paddles are to your inputs. Like the second you do the paddle, like, it's honestly, this is going to be blasphemy coming out of my mouth, but how people describe the Porsche PDK transmission, how it's like almost too perfect, how it just shifts instantly and smooth and you don't even notice it. That's what how I feel about this car. And of course, if this car had 500 horsepower like a Porsche, it wouldn't be able to handle it with the CVT transmission. But we're not talking about that right now. So let's see the gas mileage on this. My dad, he gets 37 miles per gallon in this average, but I'd say probably you're looking at 34 on average. He absolutely babies this car. But I think there's a method to his madness, because he did own a 2006 Nissan Sentra previous to this, and he got 510,000 miles out of it. I've never heard of someone doing that. Personally, other than my dad. I mean, you see million-mile cars on YouTube, but like, seriously, like, it was insane. And when he traded that in and got a Nissan Versa, and I always shit all over that car because the transmission blew out on that car in 40,000 miles. So then he had to trade that in and get this Corolla S, which was 3,000 off, so it came out to 16 grand, which was a great price for this car. So if you can get it on a good deal like that, I would say it's pretty good. There's plenty of cars that I'd say I would definitely prefer over this for 16 grand, even if you are looking for practicality and longevity. But this is really, it just does its job pretty much. Whatever you would like, A to B transportation is this car's middle name. Like, it is this car's name. it's what it does. I apologize for the rain. I know it's getting sprinkly out here. That might get annoying, but here we go. Let's switch it into manual. I know you can't hear it, but as soon as I click the paddle, it just shifts. It'll upshift super duper quick. And let's see the downshift. It even downshift super duper quick, which is cool. You're kind of in a, although with it being that responsive, it's almost a tease because you're in a catch-22 with this car. So it's so smooth, and you don't notice the shifts even when you are doing the paddles. You're trying to see like when to shift. I mean, if you want to shift to 4,000 RPM, you have no idea when it's 4,000 RPM because it's so quiet. I mean, maybe they could solve that by induction noise, but this isn't a very big engine. You're not going to get any of that here, even if you tried to pipe it through. So yeah, what else about this? Oh, and please don't. Like, I know people would say, like, I mean, you can make it louder and you take the muffler off, put an exhaust on it, but we're talking about a Corolla, so don't do that. Don't put a big wing on it and take off your muffler on a Corolla. All right, here we go. So we're gonna merge onto the freeway here. Let's just see if it can do that. And the answer is yes, it can. It does it very slowly, but it can. Gripe about anything in this car, it would just be the power. Other than that, very smooth car, has a lot of features in it. I'll show the interior later, and it's probably pretty hard to hear at this point, so probably end this part off here. But yeah, overall great car. If you like Japanese cars and you for some reason don't want the Honda Civics, like the new ones, maybe it's a little out of your price range, if you could pick up a used one of these, like in the new generation Corollas, it's a pretty big steal. Actually, you get a lot for your money. If you can find one for like 15K, yeah, definitely get that over like a Sentra or like a Versa. Yeah, don't get a Versa or a Yaris. Don't do that. Do yourself a favor. So yeah, that's about it for this.